Hey everyone, it's Laura. How is everyone doing? I waited to do my haul video because, whatever, I didn't have sunlight um, but I guess it's been a couple of days because I know that my most recent thrift trip was yesterday. I did do some research on Saturday, which resulted in a little shopping, but not thrifting. I don't know if that's better or worse. Anyway, I guess I'll start with Saturday. Saturday, I went to two stores that I used to go to all the time, Free People and Anthropologie. And I went because I just wanted to sort of get a feel for what their current tags were looking like and what kind of stuff they were carrying currently. Because, I pick up Free People and Anthropologie type things when I can, when I'm out thrifting, and I resell them on eBay. So I wanted to sort of see what type of style they were pushing currently. I'm not going to lie, it was a little bit rough because everything was gorgeous. I've pretty much always loved Free People. There was a period of time where the stuff that they were selling was just way too sort of young and inappropriate. It was never anything I could wear to work, so I just didn't really shop there. But that was years and years ago, and I feel like they've been more diverse since then, but still being very funky. Probably I also got more liberal jobs. I probably was working for a financial firm at that time. Anthropologie has been a favorite of mine for many years, since like the late 90s at least. And they have gone through some periods where I thought their stuff was sort of frumpy and not super imaginative. But right now they have amazing things. I mean, lots of embroidery, lots of detail. It was gorgeous. So it was a little bit difficult to shop in those stores when you looked at the items that they have, but when you looked at the price tags, it was a little bit easier to be in there and not buy anything. So Free People did have a pair of jeans that I was in love with, but they were $170. And I just, I mean, there's even some comparable stuff on eBay currently that is like 60 to $100 that would be money better spent, I think. I did get some sunglasses while I was in there, though. I was very excited about it. I got these. Sunglasses were only $20 each. I was amazed because I really expected them to be like 50 to $70. I got those, and I also got these. I love them both. They're amazing. So now I have 3 pairs of awesome sunglasses. These are the ones that I thrifted last week for $2.50, which are pretty amazing as well. They all match my hair, and I was excited about them. So I got those. But it was neat to do. I think that, it's always good to be able to walk into thrift stores and recognize, like, Free People is just Free People. I did notice that they started having 1 or 2 labels where it said, and I can't remember the company, but it was like such and such for Free People. So it looks like they're having outside companies maybe do designs for them, or maybe it's individual designers. I don't know that it's specifically a Free People line. I didn't write down the name or research it at all. What I did do was take one of their catalogs. In fact, let me see if I can find it because I had a great idea for that. So I'm just right here. Whoop. If you are reselling, vintage especially, recreate the looks in here. I can't tell you how much of the stuff in Free People I looked at, and it was like, that looks just like, a vintage slip, or this looks like some amazing top that I've seen one of our, other sellers carry. So, I mean, the first thing is the cover. It's basically a vintage t-shirt. I mean, it's not vintage, but it could be. So there's that look. Was super easy to recreate. Some of these things are just, let's see. I mean, this is cut off shorts and like a cotton gauzy boho tank. That's a ridiculously easy look to recreate. Let's see. There were so many things that it was just, this is basically pajama pants, a leather jacket, and a sports jersey. I mean, come on. So these are the looks that they are going for right now. Oh, this was fun. Wait. I think it was Anthropologie. Anthropologie had a pair of jeans that had a whole bunch of like sort of embroidery patches on them. But what it looked to me like would be easy to do because of all the sewing I never do, take a pair of old jeans and sew some crochet doilies on them. How many stupid crochet doilies do we all have sitting around? Like 4,000 of them? I have like a whole train case full of vintage handkerchiefs you know, I feel like even my inadequate, you know, sewing skills are going to be enough to sew a doily onto a pair of jeans. On a back pocket, maybe, I would probably literally cut a hole in the jeans and then sew the doily on top of it. Number one, thus ruining the entire project. I'm sure I would not do well with that. But number two, because I don't want it to take 16 hours to dry, you know. But you know, that was easy. They had, I think what reminded me was they just had this pair of painted jeans in the Free People, but they did the photo in black and white. But I mean, those jeans would be really cool. I would not be talented enough to paint something that looked nice. But, you know, so, you know, super easy looks to recreate. You know, she's got sort of this military style jacket on with white pants. I mean, we all have stuff like this. This is like basically some 80s fishnet sport tank with a pair of baggy jeans. That's my cat Elvis. Elvis went to the vet today, so he was not happy with the whole experience, but he survived. It was a very brief trip, and he's fine. He just needs an antibiotic, which we're happy about. Or at least for now, that's what we're gonna try and do that. Anyway, so, oh, and this, yes. First of all, if you are I'm 44, if you are approximately at my age, you're gonna remember this look to begin with. I'm pretty sure this was 90s. Take a vintage slip, stick it over a stupid t-shirt, wrap a ribbon around your neck, there you go, okay? So how easy would it be to take this photo, dress your mannequin like it, stick them together, and make an Etsy shop update with that? I say this like it's the easiest thing in the world, and it is. I don't do it. I haven't done it yet. I think I should. I mean, I think it's going to be like a challenge for myself because it's so easy, and it's like current looks, you know, that are easy to do. So I think that was a fun thing to do, to sort of get an idea of what they're doing in those stores currently so that I can help either recreate that in my vintage world or know what to pick up on my current lines. So that was my Saturday. Bought some sunglasses, picked up a catalog, drooled a lot over some of the gorgeous things that they had in the stores. Sunday, we went to Unique Thrift. Unique is by my house. It's like a Value Village or Savers. They were having 50% off sale because of President's Day. So we went there, and of course I was gonna like not get anything, and of course I did not succeed at not getting anything. So we bought a little cat tree for $5, which is cool. Cat tree, like if you don't have cats, it's the thing that your cats scratch on and sit on. You know, I mean, it's like 3 feet high, so it's got a little perch and a little scratchy thing. So we had just thrown one away, literally like that morning, so it worked out well. All right, we got one of those. Lord got some stuff, and then I got mostly clothing. So let's see. There's some obnoxious motorbike things outside. All right, this skirt I got for $3, and this is vintage. It's ridiculous looking. It's a little more neon than it's showing on the screen right now, but it has zebras. So this fantastic zebra floral print. It's very polyester-y, you know, not like the thick, sweaty polyester, but it's the cousin of that. So a little bit coarse, you know. No tags in it, so it was probably handmade. It's got a nylon zipper. You know, yeah, the stitching looks like it was probably handmade, but it's so cool. You know, stick this up with some sort of neat shirt. I'm very bad at styling my things when I take photographs of things. So I usually take a photograph of the item itself and that's it. I'm terrible with putting it together with anything. This I did not need to get because I probably have 652 things just like it, but this was $3. It's a little nighty thing. It buttons up the front. This is why I got it, because the sleeves have this really pretty little embroidery, and then it's got like a little patch pocket with that same thing going on. So, you know, it's neat. I paid, like I said, what did I say? I did $3. So I'll probably try and sell that. It'll be under $20, you know. The zebra skirt, I'll probably do between 30 and 40. So. All right, this was a mistake, but I didn't research it thoroughly before I left the store. So this is, it's like a sweatshirt. It's cute. It's a little bit long, which is, I appreciate as a tall woman. I like things that actually come down and cover my ass. And this is like a plum color. It's got this drawstringy guy thing. It was also $3. The brand is called Plush and Lush. Sounds very luxurious. So Plush and Lush, please ignore my hideous manicure. Plush and Lush is a line that is put out by Victoria's Secret. And when I first looked it up, I think I just found one piece on eBay sold, and it was around 20 bucks. But when I look up things that are similar to this, some of them were selling really low, like under 10 bucks. And to me, that's like a waste of time. So maybe I'll try and put it up on Poshmark. Maybe I'll just keep it and wear it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's cute. It's a cute top, but not really my style. Ooh, this thing I forgot about. So this was, I got for $1.50. I have a t-shirt with one of these characters on it. I forget what it's called. Doesn't matter. So I got it to either pair with the t-shirt or send to Lord's nieces. It's a little, her head's a change purse. Here. So, and her ponytail moves. It's cute. Not a big deal. Apparently Gwen Stefani designed either these creatures or the line of clothing that has them on it. I don't know, whatever, she was involved. This was fun. This was a little more expensive than I would have done, but it's new with tags. So this was Free People. It is Free People. So you can see it's black lace. It's like a tunic style top. So the bottom is like a pleated, I don't know if you can see that. It's like a pleated lace and then regular lace there. Sorry, I've got this light on to try and brighten things up with this terrible camera, but it's not working. I paid $10 for this. It was 20 bucks on sale for 10 bucks. Here's the tag. It's Intimately Free People, which is just, you know, it's Free People. They're sort of lingerie line. I might turn this light off and see if that helps. I'm sorry. We've still got that like angel glow business going on. Okay. There. I don't know if that's going to help you, but all right. And then it still had its actual store tag on. So that helps nothing, huh? Whatever. This originally retailed for 68 bucks, which you cannot see because it's sucking. Intimately Free People. So I think I built a listing for this on eBay already. 68 bucks. I want to say I listed it at like 50 with best offer. Because it still has the original tag on it. So I can't remember if that was exactly, I think that was it, because I think that somebody had it currently available for like 54. And because it retailed for 68, I was like, All right, this is a bandana that I got. It was $1. Part of the reason I got it was because the other day I got a vintage t-shirt that has like a very Southwestern sort of print on it. And I thought that this would be good to sort of lock them together. I feel like trying to sell a bandana on its own doesn't do much good, but it was a neat print. And I don't know if vintage bandanas have a following. Made in USA. I picked up a couple at one point because they were the typical like blue and red bandanas like cowboys wear, but the designs on them were so awesome. And they just felt like, I mean, they felt like actual cotton, not like these stiff, yucky things that we see currently. I also got another bandana. Where did it go? I don't even remember what it looks like. I just remember I got two. Now I'll have to find it in a minute. It's in here somewhere. Skip the bandana for now. This is a little zip front hoodie sweatshirt thing. Here, it's an Anthropology brand. So that's the eyelet sort of lace thing. The brand is called Feather Bone. I assume that's supposed to be feather and bone, but it just says Feather Bone. I paid $3.50 for this. I'm sorry, $4. Feather Bone. Size medium. And I have this up on eBay as well. Let's see. I don't have it up there yet, but I built the listing. So if you don't know this already, and when you are looking up listings on eBay, I look for the sold listings to see what they have recently sold for, because people can listen for whatever they want. That doesn't really mean much. And then when I'm in the sold listing, if it's something I'm buying, I'll do sell similar. So it sort of pre-builds the listing with a lot of the information for you. So this one, $29.99 is what I have it listed as, with, of course, best offer. So like I said, I paid $4. So, it's I went up for 30. I mean, I'd probably comfortably go down to 20. Hopefully, I've gotten some nice offers on eBay recently. I've been a little bit surprised, so that's good. Then I also got this thing, which is another one that I don't know. I almost didn't get it, and then I did. And it's a nice looking hoodie. Hood. It's long, and it's got this like sort of slightly pleated, you know, I don't know if I can step back far enough. Like this would also cover my butt. It's got this neat business going on the sleeve, right? And, you know, cotton, comfortable. So it's comfortable and pretty, which I always like. This is by a company called Monroe and Maine. So first of all, when I first looked it up, I had the Maine, I put an E on the end, but that's not an E. That's like that little R that's in a circle or C in a circle or something like that. Monroe and Maine. So this also didn't really resell for as much as I initially sort of thought it would. I think this is another piece where I didn't find the exact piece and then found it later. So I've got it listed as 20 bucks or best offer because again, some of them were going for a little bit low. I paid $5 for this. So, but it's a nice piece. I mean, it's nicely made. So, and it's got pockets and, you know, it's nifty. So, see with that. I waited to list all of these things because I wanted to do my haul video with them first. This was pretty decent. I also have the eBay listing started for this one. This is Penguin. So it's just a really simple jacket. Not my style at all. I would never wear something like this because I think it's boring. Terrible light, I'm sorry. But it's this brand. And it's fully lined. And I mean, really, they're great quality stuff, these people. I paid $5 for this. And, ooh, I can claim it as new without tags because it's still got its little buttony thing. You know, nobody wore it with that going on. So, yay. I mean, it seems like it's new. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like worn or anything like that. So I've got this listed as 45 bucks or best offer. I paid $5. So we'll list that, get that up hopefully tomorrow. I thought I had a second handkerchief. Oh, there it is. Okay, second handkerchief. This one was just kind of cool. Very like 80s, 90s, like glam rock, in my opinion. I'm not a glam rock girl. Let's see. Yeah, made in USA, you know, whatever. I just thought it was pretty. So, all right. This is a vintage dress. It was 15 bucks, so I paid $7.50. Again, almost didn't get it because I have so many pieces like this. So it's got the sequins, front and back, and it's long. Yeah. And it's like a thick brocade with some, you're not going to get this well. It's like a gold metallic. Sorry, this is really crappy quality. Gold metallic, and the flowers, the orange flowers are like very shimmery. It's really pretty. And Kayla with Hazel Hearts Vintage has been talking a lot about like 80s prom dresses have been doing well for her. This is clearly not 80s anything, but I thought prom would be a good search term for it. It's kind of one of the reasons I picked it up. I have tons of stuff like this already. I probably didn't need to get it. It was nice though, so I'll get that posted. I think I only have one thing left. This was my creme de la creme. So while I was walking around shopping, I was wearing a pair of pants that I gotten at Free People a while ago. So they were corduroy, like flare bottom, but they have this crazy print on them. Very like bohemian hippie looking. They're cool, right? And when I got them, I paid for them. I mean, they probably originally would have been $150, $170. I'm sure I paid probably around $80 to $100 for them, but they're great. So I was wearing those, and I tend to get a decent, like when I actually look like a human being, I tend to get decent comments about either my hair color or what I'm wearing, you know, if I've dressed well. So I got a couple of comments about my pants yesterday. I forget what else I was wearing with them. Oh, right. so I had my Free People pants on, but I also had this top on that was a 1930s nightgown top. So it's really pretty simple. I mean, it was like slight puff sleeve, basic, very pale lavender, almost white. It had some purple embroidery on the edges, but up on this part here, it said, like, I think it was Forget Me Not. It had Forget Me Nots embroidered. It was beautiful. So this one woman notices my pants and she compliments me, and then she starts talking to me. She notices my top and she's asking me all these questions about whether or not she's like, are you a designer? And I'm like, oh my God, no. She's like, oh, you know, are you like an actress? Or you? I'm like, no, I'm like, I sort of sell stuff online, but I'm a cat lady. Like, I don't know, you know. So she's asking me this question. So then we get to chatting, and she used to be a costume designer, and she's telling me all these stories about, you know, vintage that she used to sell back in the day, all the pinup girl stuff and the wiggle dresses and the opera gloves and all this stuff, and about how much money she made and everything. I have a feeling that she was doing this. eBay was around, but probably not so much Etsy at that point, because the money she was talking about making was like crazy. I mean, I've sold, you know, opera gloves before, and she was talking about like $130 or something. It's like, I don't ever see them going for anywhere near that. But she was fun to talk to. And so I ran into her that one time, but then I ran into her again, like after chatting for a while, and then we stopped. I ran into her again over by the purses. So she made me swear up and down that I was not going to sell this purse. But I have two more that are kind of really similar. Like, I don't think she understands what I have going on over here. I tried to tell her, but she didn't want to hear it. It is pretty fabulous, you know. It's an amazing purse. I have two that are two basket purses, but they're round, you know, so the rectangular is different, but I mean, really, you know, anyway, so got this. The inside looks beautiful. It's got a metal zipper on the pocket there, which is cool. I think it had a tag. I didn't, let's see, it does. Made in the Philippines. So it's actually really lovely inside. It's not stained or anything. And so this was, it was $5. So I paid $2.50 for this. And it's in really nice shape. I love this kind of stuff so much. I can't even tell you. So I am going to sell it because, you know, it just doesn't make sense for me not to. I have the two round ones. I probably should be selling one of those, but, you know, I don't. So anyway, beautiful. And this I'm probably going to try and do between 40 and 50. I have to look it up. I'll do it on eBay. I'm sorry, eBay. I was going to say I'll do it on Etsy. I might research it on eBay. I don't tend to do my vintage on eBay. Like, that's a hard mindset for me to get into. I gravitate towards Etsy for stuff like this, but I might look it up on eBay because sometimes, you know, looking things up is always useful. Sometimes something will go for much more on one than the other. You know, obviously if it's not vintage, it goes to eBay for me. But if it is vintage, I should start doing some more research to determine where I'm going to get more money for it. So let me see. So that's basically it. That was my sourcing. I still need to stop sourcing and start selling and focusing on things. You know, I keep trying to like trick myself in all these ways and say like, you know, if I try to think about like the money aspect, what I'm spending versus what I'm bringing in. I try to think about, oh my goodness, Elvis, sorry. You know, I try to think about like right now I feel like I'm playing around at being a reseller, you know, like it's a cute little hobby for me and I'm not really doing it for reals. And, you know, if I saw somebody from my past and they were like, oh, what are you doing now? Like, do I want to be able to say like, well, I'm kind of playing around on Etsy and, or do I want to be like, I sell vintage online and I'm really successful at it, you know? So I try to like have these little conversations with myself. I have a planner that I've been using intermittently, but I don't have a good rhythm down with it yet. So I'm trying every day to focus on getting those things, you know, to get into a rhythm, to get into habits with my eating, with my sleeping as well, as I drink coffee at 5:30 in the evening. You know, so today I've only listed like 6 things so far, but I'm trying to do at least 20. One of my Facebook group friends had a challenge. Let's do 100 listings this week, which if I do 5 days is 100 items a day. 100 items a day, my God, 20 items a day to get to 100 for the week. I also watched a video of another reseller who I'm going to look up her name for you. Nicole State had interviewed her, and I actually really like watching her. There are some people who I feel like they're very educational, but I don't necessarily like watching them. There are other people that are a lot of fun to watch. There are some people that I really like what they talk about, what they stand for, but I don't really like watching their videos, unfortunately. So it's, you know, it's hard to find people I like to watch. But this young lady, let me see if I can find her. She did a video, probably, I mean, it wasn't very recent, but she did a video where she went through and just showed herself posting items, like photograph. How does she do a listing? So she, gosh, I need to see if I can find it for you. I'm looking on my YouTube app, and the YouTube app is awful because oh, my neighbors are screaming. Her name is Just Thrift It on YouTube. So the video is called Weekly Update and How I List. And she literally, you know, she has a setup sort of up all the time with her backdrop and her mannequin and her lighting. But the reason, and it, you know, it's, I mean, obviously I know how to take a photograph. I know how to put a listing online. What helps me in that, and Nicole State has done these too, where she, you know, she shows videos of how she lists. Nicole does a lot of flat lays where she lays it out on the floor and takes a photo from above. And I found those to be very difficult for 2 reasons. Number 1, the up and down. I can't because I'm old. Number 2, cats will lay on things when you put them on a surface. It's just not very conducive to selling when you are taking a photograph of a shirt with a cat laying on top of it, you know? So I don't do flat lays very frequently, but it was helpful to watch her process. This young lady, whose name I don't remember, but Just Thrift It, she did her mannequin. And so she shows, you know, she puts it on the mannequin, she takes the photos, she does the measurements, and she does that. So I'm learning that that's a little bit easier for me. If I, like traditionally what I've done is I put something on a mannequin, I take the photos, and then I just start listing it. I pull it off the mannequin as I'm doing the listing, I put the phone down, I take a measurement, I pick the phone up, type it in, put the phone down, take a measurement, right? It's tedious. So what I did one day last week was I took a whole bunch of photographs of like t-shirts. Then I wrote down all of the listings for the measurements for the t-shirts. Then I sat down to do the listings, and they were easier also because I kept sort of copying listings, whether it was Etsy or eBay. You know, you can do sell similar, and some of the stuff gets filled in for you already. So it makes it a little bit easier. I already had the measurements written down. So there wasn't as much of the picking up and putting down and, you know, things that sort of stop your progress. I felt like I had more of a flow. You know, there was one day I took and steamed a bunch of garments all at once, which I'll probably try and do again tonight. Like tonight, I'm going to try and pick out my items that I want to photograph tomorrow. Because that helps me not have to make decisions about things. When I have to continuously make decisions, what do I want to photograph next? What am I going to list? That helps me be unfocused, you know? It's like, oh, well, I go through a bag and I'm like, what do I want to photograph? And I'm like, oh, well, this looks cute, but it needs steaming. Let's put this up, you know, like it's too much of a process. I need to cut out the decision-making for some of this stuff. So watching those videos helps me because it helps me recognize where in my process things aren't working, which I can't always recognize just by going through my process, unfortunately. So, all right, I'm rapidly losing light. You're getting more grainy visual, I can tell. So I'm going to wrap this up. I hope that you guys are having a great week. I will try and do more videos. Maybe tomorrow I'll do I don't know, I have to ship some things. I might try and package them up tonight. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try and be like super high tech and do a screen share for you of what sold so that you can see what things I've successfully managed to get rid of. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys are having a great time. See you soon.